Hi, welcome to this lesson on reverse percentages. I don't really know if that's actually the official name. That's what I always call them. A lot of people tend to call it kind of calculating the original amount, which is what you're doing, but I don't know, I quite like reverse percentages. It makes it sound a bit more fun. Excuse me. Right, so let's start off. The kind of question we'd expect with these is something like this. So there's a sale at my favourite shop, 20% off. And the code I want is 60% in the sale, and what we're wanting to know is how much did that cost originally. Okay, so we're actually looking at original amounts here. Now the nice trick with these, I would suggest, and any kind of question like this really, is to do what you know how to do. And we know how to take 20% off something, okay? So that is how we tackle this. We do what we can already do. There's no point reinventing the wheel. So we're going to say originally, my coat cost, so let's put original cost, I'm going to call it C for cost. Okay, you can call it anything you want, I'm just going to give it a variable there. Okay, and I know that actually if I was going to take 20% off its original price, I'd multiply it by a multiplier. Now, as my dad always taught me, if there's 20% off something, that means that actually it's not a massive bargain. I'm not going to get one. It's still 80% on. Okay, we're going to pay for 80% of this coat. Okay, always worth remembering that. So if there's 20% off, that means there's 80% on. We're still paying for 80%. And the multiplier of 80% is 0.8. We turn it to a decimal. Okay, so our calculation would be C, original cost, multiplied by 0.8. Okay, and that would give us the 20% off price. And we know that, we've been told it's £60. Okay, so that equals 60. Okay, and now we've just got a tiny little bit of algebra to do to solve for original cost. And the inverse of multiply by 0.8 is to divide by 0.8. So divide by 0.8. We're going to do it on both sides. That leaves us with C over here, that's our original cost, equals 60 divided by 0.8, you can do that on a calculator. 60 divided by 0.8, which is 75. Okay, so £75. So our original coat cost, and at the end we don't put the units in with our working out, but we can put them in at the end, and we should put them in at the end. So original cost is £75. Okay, let's try another one. Can't pick up the page. There we go. Right then, so some trainers cost £54 in a sale of 40% off. How much did they cost originally? So after 40% has been taken off these trainers, the new cost is £54. So again, let's just remind ourselves, if there's 40% off, that means it's 60% on. Okay, and what I'm doing there is just looking at the difference between 40 and 100%. Okay, taking 40% off, you're still paying for 60%. So 60% is 0.6, so our multiplier is 0.6. Okay, and that's just converted from a percentage to a decimal. So let's go for C again for our original cost. Multiplied by 0.6 equals, and that's how we would have worked out the £54 had we known the original. Okay, and then we're going to, once again, like we just did, do the inverse of this. So this time we're going to divide by 0.6. Okay, that's my calculation. We're going to get C equals, on the calculator there, 54 divided by 0.6, which is 90. Okay, we get £90 there. Oh, trainers are so expensive. Okay, so yeah, the original cost was £90. And the nice thing about these, you can check it. Okay, you can check this works. Okay, if you were going to take 40% off £90, we would do 90 multiplied by 0.6, because that's our multiplier for 40% off, because it's 60% on. And on the calculator we can just check it works. 90 multiplied by 0.6, and we get a 54. Okay, so that's just a really nice way to check you've got the right answer. Let's try a different one. Okay, so this time MAC Makeup are having a sale, 15% off, and a makeup palette is now only £25.50. Now the question's a little bit different. This time I want to know how much money I've saved. Okay, bear that in mind. So we're going to work out exactly what we've done before. To find out how much money I've saved, I need to know how much it cost originally. Okay, So this is the same kind of question, just disguised a little bit. Okay, so 15% off is 85% on. Okay, so we're paying for 85% of the original price. As a decimal, that is 0.85. So that's our multiplier. So our original price, C, multiplied by 0.85 equals our new price, which is 25.5, okay, or 25.50. You can, I'm just not going to put the 0 in because we're not working with units just yet. At the end, of course, we'll need to make sure it looks like a money number. So here we go, we're going to have to do the inverse. We're going to divide by 0.85, which gives us C equals 25.5 divided by 0.85, which is £30. Okay, now this is where we have to remember to go back and check the question. So like I always tell you, we read the question once, we read it twice, we answer the question, then we read it again and make sure we've answered it. Because on this case, we're not being asked to find out the original amount, we're asking how much money has been saved. Okay, so if we know the original amount was £30 and we've actually paid £25.50, we can calculate the saving. So we've got 30 subtract £25.50, okay, which tells us that we've saved £4.50. Okay, so there's your answer for this question. So always be careful with those questions. The last one here, okay, the last one I'm going to do. The sock shop has got 60% off sale. Fluffy socks are now only £1.40, absolute bargain. What did they cost originally? Okay, so let's go back to, this is very similar to the first two questions that we did, in that we're looking for the original price, okay, and that is the question. There's nothing else, no, we're not being asked how much we've saved or anything. So 60% off equals 40% on, kind of a little bit of a turn of phrase there, but on. Okay, so our multiplier is 0.4 because that's what we're paying. So C multiplied by 0.4 equals £1.40, and therefore our inverse is to divide by 0.4. So C equals, let's put the calculator back in, £1.40 divided by 0.4 is £3 or 3.5. And let's just remind ourselves, because we are working with money, money doesn't come in 3.5s, okay, we just need to make sure that looks like money. Money is always to 2 decimal places, so we have 3.50, okay. Just be careful, make sure you're putting your answer into the context, okay, the question. Right, so that's how we do them, yes. So just to recap, what we always do in here is, if we look at how we would do what we can already do. We already know how to find we already know how to find the sale price, so we use that to our advantage here. Okay, and we just write out what we would have done and use that to get back to that original value. Okay, take care with those.